Before you jump to conclusions based on the title, hear me out. Virtual assistants are everywhere. Every real estate group, every coaching program, every business podcast is talking about outsourcing. Hire a VA, delegate everything, build a remote team. But before you pull out your credit card and start hiring overseas, I need you to stop and think about this. Are you hiring a VA because it's the best business decision? Or are you just checking a box because someone told you to? Are you focused on value and strategy? Or are you just trying to pay as little as possible? I've worked with investors who went from $0 to $5 million per year, and I can tell you this, hiring the cheapest VA isn't always the answer. In fact, sometimes it does more harm than good. Today, I'm going to break down the biggest mistakes investors make when hiring a virtual assistant and show you what to do instead. This isn't about bashing VAs or outsourcing. I know plenty of companies that do amazing work. This is about fixing your mindset around hiring so that you actually get the results you're looking for. Let's dive in. Let's get one thing straight. The problem isn't VA companies. Many of them offer great services and can be a game changer for the right business. The real issue is the mentality that so many investors have about hiring and outsourcing. Here's what I hear all the time. We want to outsource certain aspects of our business, get amazing results, and pay nothing for it. That's not how business works. If you want world-class results, you need a world-class approach. Let me tell you a quick story. A client of mine, let's call him Mike, came to me frustrated. He'd hired 3 different VAs in 6 months. Each time he was convinced the problem was the VA, but when I looked at his process, it was clear. He was hiring out of desperation, not strategy. He wanted a magic bullet, not a business partner. Here's the trap. Most investors are looking for the cheapest option, not the best result. Instead of asking, how can I implement the best strategy for my business? They ask, how can I check this box while paying the least amount possible? There's a massive difference between the two. The cheap route, hiring a VA for $4 to $5 an hour, hoping for miracles. The strategic route, investing in the right solution for long-term business success. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Let's get real. If you're only focused on cost, you're gonna get what you pay for. But if you focus on value, you start asking better questions. What outcome do I want? What skills are truly needed? How will this person fit into my business for the next 12 to 24 months? A lot of investors hire a VA because they feel like they should. Maybe it's a transaction coordinator, maybe it's an assistant. But here's the problem, the cheapest VA doesn't always solve the problem. In fact, it can actually hurt your business. Here's what happens. You hire a low-cost VA. The work is poor, you're more stressed, and you lose time fixing mistakes. You end up micromanaging, redoing work, and feeling more overwhelmed than before. Ask yourself, am I hiring to solve a real business need, or am I just trying to get something off my plate as quickly and cheaply as possible? Here's something most people overlook. You could hire a part-time assistant in person for the same cost as a VA. Instead of paying $2,000 a month for a VA, you could hire a local assistant for the same price, maybe 15 to 20 hours a week. You get higher output, more accountability, and a deeper impact on your business. I've seen this firsthand. One of my clients switched from a $1,800 per month VA to a local college grad for $2,000 per month, 20 hours a week. The difference? Tasks got done faster. Communication was instant. The assistant started taking ownership and even suggested process improvements. If it's about price, you're gonna get what you get. If it's about value, there's a better way to look at this. Let's get real. The real issue isn't outsourcing. It's your own leadership ability. Too many investors throw money at a VA, hoping they'll magically fix the business. The real problem is themselves. Here's the truth. If you don't know how to lead, train, and develop people, it doesn't matter if they're in the next room or across the world. You'll keep getting the same results. Before you rush to hire a VA, focus on developing your leadership skills. Build your systems and processes. Structure your business for sustainable growth. Before you even think about hiring, how do you create a world where you develop yourself as a leader? Ask yourself, do I have clear SOPs for every task I want to delegate? Can I explain my business vision and values to a new hire? Do I have a feedback loop for improvement? If the answer is no, you're not ready to hire yet. Hiring someone doesn't fix your business overnight. In fact, it usually means taking 2 steps back before you take 10 steps forward. A common mistake, expecting a VA or assistant to fix everything immediately. You don't hire someone expecting them to have your business figured out on day one. Here's what actually happens. You spend time onboarding, training, and answering questions. You realize your systems aren't as clear as you thought. You have to slow down to speed up, but if you do it right, you'll build a foundation for real growth. I hear this all the time. I tried hiring a VA, I tried hiring an assistant, it doesn't work. But here's the truth, the problem isn't the VA, it's you. That's a finger-pointing victim mentality. What's not working is the person in the mirror. If you keep blaming others, you'll never grow. Take ownership. Ask, what could I have done differently? Did I set clear expectations? Did I provide the right training and feedback? Outsourcing shouldn't be a quick fix. It should be a long-term strategy. Don't just find the cheapest solution. Invest in real business growth. Don't just throw as little dollars as possible and think magically all your problems will be solved. Here's the reality. If your business is chaotic, hiring a VA will only multiply the chaos. If your business is organized, hiring a VA will multiply your results. Cheap hires equals short-term reactive decisions. Smart hires equals strategic long-term solutions. You need to be mature enough to properly onboard and develop your hires. Are you in a place where you can provide a great onboarding experience so that in turn, they can deliver actual value? Ask yourself, am I ready to invest time in training and development? Do I have a plan for ongoing feedback and growth? Am I thinking 12 months ahead or just trying to survive the next 12 days? Here's what I want you to remember. Hiring a VA isn't the problem. Hiring without a strategy is. Focusing only on cost leads to poor results. Focus on value instead. Hiring a VA doesn't solve bad leadership, bad systems, or a lack of structure. Sometimes an in-person assistant might provide more business value than a cheap VA. Success in hiring comes from self-development, leadership, and having strong systems. So before you hire a virtual assistant, ask yourself, are you building a business for the long term, or are you just looking for a shortcut? If you want to build something real, start with yourself. Build your systems. Then, and only then, hire the right person for the right reasons. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with your biggest hiring lesson or question. And remember, don't hire a virtual assistant until you watch this. Again, see you in the next one.